Hello from Axiom Space Mission Control in Houston, Texas. I'm Sonia Gavan-Carmackay. Today is Flight Day 5 for the AX-2 crew currently on board the International Space Station. Axiom Mission 2 is the second in a series of flights that enable access to low Earth orbit for individuals, institutions, industries, and nations around the world. The AX-2 mission is led by Commander Peggy Whitson. She's joined by pilot John Schaffner and Saudi national astronauts Ali Al-Qarni and Rayana Barnawi. Speaking of Rayana and Ali, they both sent down pictures from the space station. This first one is of Rayana showing off her grandmother's earrings as she floats right outside her sleeping quarters. And here's a great shot of Ali from inside the cupola, which are the windows to the world, a place where astronauts frequently go to capture images of the Earth. The AX-2 crew had a busy day today executing payload operations and outreach engagements. Peggy continued her work on cancer in low Earth orbit operations. John worked on the biodata ultrasound and biodata NIRS payloads. Rayana spent most of the day using the Life Sciences glove box to conduct RNA response time course seeding and stellar stem cells transfection operations. Ali worked on biodata EEG measurements and stellar stem cells. He also installed the NanoRex mainframe alpha module. As Rayana continued her critical work in the Life Sciences glove box, Peggy, John, and Ali participated in an outreach event with local students hosted by Space Center Houston. Here are some highlights from that event.
We are really interested in hearing all your questions, so please, let's start. Let's get going.
Oh, that's a good one. Thank you for that, but to give you a tough one. One of the advantages is you can do this. One of the disadvantages is if you have your favorite ball and you turn around and look the other way, you look back and it's gone. We lose stuff a lot here. But that's not really a disadvantage. We probably didn't need it anyway. But most of the things we do here are microgravity or to study for microgravity, so it's a good thing that that's here. But we enjoy it. You know, we can float around like Peggy did and enjoy life in space.
Well, we have a number of different investigations. Some are actually trying to understand our human bodies and how they change in space. And then we have other studies that are looking at how cells from our human body change in space. And then we have other investigations looking at how we can develop new technologies for a new space station that Axiom Space is going to build.
Hey Mackenzie, thank you for the question. Yes, as a matter of fact, I saw my hometown the first night we arrived to the International Space Station. It was an amazing view. I had the chance to see it at night, so I enjoyed the city light at night. And just watching our planet from space, it's amazing. It's this green and blue rounded shape planet rotating, suspended in the darkness of space, and it's give us so peace that we think about it. There are no boundaries between countries, and we are all one nation.
As the AX-2 crew continues their work on the orbiting laboratory, their health is closely monitored. Today we're joined by mission flight surgeon Michelle Hong. Michelle, you've been with this crew since the beginning. You went through quarantine with them, now they're on mission. How are they doing up there, and how is the mission unfolding for them?
Well, I'm happy to report they're doing phenomenally. It's like watching them get so quickly adapted has been really a joy. In fact, earlier today I saw Ali Al-Qarni doing somersaults right before a PAO event, and then later on he and John were playing ping pong, which I think is difficult to do on Earth as it is, much less in space.
So can you take credit for them being so healthy up there?
I wish I could say it's something that I did, but really I just think that they are adapting so well.
Okay, tell me about the role of the Axiom Space medical crew. What do you guys do? What are you tasked with? before, during, and after the mission?
Yeah, well, I think we wear a lot of hats. As one of the crew surgeons, obviously one of my primary concerns is crew health, but we do a lot more than just take care of crew health. Some of the things that our team takes care of that a lot of people might be surprised to hear is that we're in charge of food during the mission for the crew. We also do pre-flight, in-flight, and post-flight nutrition, fitness. Some of our team members are involved in company-wide debriefs after the mission so that we can continually improve, and we're involved in launch and landing ops. So there's a lot of different things that we kind of dabble in.
Do you do that work on mission here in this room?
Some of that work we do out in the field. We also help train crews, so sometimes when they're traveling, if they're doing any hazardous activities or it's medically related training, we'll be accompanying them. But a lot of while they're in orbit, we perform a lot of our duties here. And we actually, as a medical department, we actually have 2 console seats here. So the first one is the Axiom medical engineer, which is staffed by our biomedical engineers, and the other one is staffed by our flight surgeons, and it's called the Axiom medical officer position.
Is this a unique department? I know Axiom Space is a unique company, but having this medical crew so integrated into the mission, is that unique?
I think it's unique. Axiom, and just like many other space organizations, tends to be a predominantly engineer-driven organization. And so to have a company that supports medical and finds value in our expertise is very refreshing. And then on top of that, we have a wide range of experience that we bring to the table that I think a lot of companies would love to have had.
Can you give me an example of what that would be?
Sure. So for one thing, we have a relatively large team of flight surgeons. For a private space company, we have 4 board-certified flight surgeons in aerospace medicine. I would like to think that's the most in any commercial space entity right now. We also have biomedical engineers that have decades worth of combined experience. We have food scientists on our team, athletic trainer, a dietitian, and then, of course, a number of people that help with an administrative role where they do medical integration and planning.
That's really interesting. It's like a holistic view of their health. You're just not just monitoring their medical health while they're up on mission. You're making sure that they're healthy before, during, and after, and constantly being on top of it.
Yeah, a lot of people think that all you're doing is just trying to maintain the health, but we're really trying to optimize it. And on top of that, we're flying a different population. When you look at NASA, traditional NASA astronauts, they're very heavily screened. But right now, we're trying to fly anybody. And so we're trying to get everybody up to a certain level where they can be flying safely and enjoying the most time that they can while they're up there.
So as these folks come back, where will you be, and what do they get to look forward to with your team?
I fortunately get to be on the recovery ship when they come back.
That's exciting.
It is exciting. And I'm there when they open the hatch. I'm one of the first faces they see. And then we check them out medically and bring them back, get them some family time and some rest time, and then we help them readapt to gravity.
How long does that take?
It's different for everybody. For these short duration missions, I would say most people do really well by 2 or 3 days. We don't let them drive until at least 7 days out, and they have to be medically cleared. Even if we did nothing for these short duration missions, most people, if they didn't work out or do anything else, they would probably be back to their pre-mission self within 30 days.
Really?
Yep.
That's incredible. Well, thank you for keeping them safe. Thank you for keeping us all safe by keeping them off the roads. We appreciate it. I look forward to hearing how they reacclimate, if they've done so well going up into space, how they come back to Earth, if they take to it just as easily, if they remember how to do it.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure it's just like riding a bike, but we'll have to see when they get back.
I look forward to finding out. Thanks so much, Michelle.
Thank you.
As our medical ops team continues to observe our AX-2 crew, let's look ahead at what they have coming up. Many of the scientific studies require numerous rounds of effort over the course of their mission. So tomorrow, the crew will continue their efforts on stellar stem cells, cancer in Leo, biodata sampling, and RNA response, among other things. The crew is also looking forward to talking with students using the ISS ham radio. Specifically, John will be talking to the Children's Inn at the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, Maryland. But with everything in space, things are subject to change. For now, I'm Sonia Gavankar-McKay. This brings us to the end of Flight Day 5. For updates throughout the mission and all things Axiom Space and AX-2, please visit axiomspace.com. We'll see you again tomorrow.